Ever thought to yourself, what if everything I know about history isn't true? What if everything I know about history is a lie? I mean, we weren't there. We don't have the ability to see and experience these events and people ourselves. So, what allows us to be fully able to rely on historical accounts and relics? One of the main pieces of evidence that historians use is primary sources. Primary sources are sources created by those who experienced historical events firsthand. Examples of these types of sources include journal entries, letters, official documents, autobiographies, and more. Despite the personal and immediate feel of these sources, they are still not fully reliable and should be approached with caution. Primary sources offer invaluable insights into historical events, providing contemporary perspectives and first-hand accounts. However, these sources often contain biases and subjective viewpoints. The authors of primary sources may have personal, political, or cultural reasons for portraying events in a certain light. For example, a soldier's diary from a battlefield might emphasize the heroism of his own side, while downplaying or ignoring the valor of the enemy. Similarly, a letter from a political leader might aim to justify controversial decisions or policies. Given the potential for bias, historians must critically analyze primary sources. This involves questioning the context in which a source was created, the purposes served, and the perspective of its author. Questions such as, why was this document written? Who was the intended audience? And what was the author's position or stake in the events described? Help historians assess the reliability and perspective of primary sources. Another source used by the historical community is secondary sources. Unlike primary sources, secondary sources are the result of someone's analysis or interpretation of primary sources. Because of this, there is always a degree of misinterpretation and bias in secondary sources. However, these sources usually combine multiple primary sources, providing a more rounded explanation and narrative of events rather than the view of a single person. Old secondary sources are invaluable to historians because they reveal how past historians interpreted and understood events. They also show how perspectives on past events have evolved over time. While the written word provides a strong foundation for studying history, archaeological evidence is necessary to confirm and complement these interpretations. By examining physical evidence like artifacts, ruins, and fossils, historians can verify the accuracy of both primary and secondary sources, thus achieving a more comprehensive understanding of the past. Archaeological evidence, such as ruins, tools, and fossils, provide physical evidence of past human civilization and events. This evidence works in tandem with primary and secondary sources. For example, if a primary source speaks of a great battle in the Nile against the Sea People, resulting in an Egyptian victory, and this source is written by Egyptians and is the first one found discussing the battle, historians can test its accuracy by investigating the mentioned area. If, upon examination, they find no proof of battle, no artifacts, remains, or any other signs of conflict, they can conclude that the source might be inaccurate or exaggerated. Historians can also use oral traditions and stories to corroborate and uncover the past. In many cultures, storytelling plays a significant role in preserving history. These oral narratives often contain valuable information about historical events, practices, and people. Historians can confirm these stories by comparing them with written sources and archaeological evidence to uncover the truth of these tales. An example of this is the story of the HMS Terror, a ship from the ill-fated Franklin expedition. The Inuit people had preserved accounts of the ship's crash site through generations of storytelling. These oral histories eventually led Inuit hunters to identify the location of the shipwreck, which proved crucial in the successful search for the Terror in 2016. This case illustrates how oral traditions can provide critical leads and insights, complementing other historical methods. Historians also have the ability to use carbon dating and other scientific methods to corroborate all these forms of historical evidence. By being able to confirm the age of artifacts, historians can determine when these events took place. This allows them to verify the accuracy of stories, documents, and archaeological evidence. For example, carbon dating can reveal the age of an ancient tool or a piece of pottery, aligning it with historical accounts from primary or secondary sources. One notable example is the dating of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Carbon dating of these ancient manuscripts, which were discovered in the 1940s and 50s in the Qumran caves near the Dead Sea, hence the name Dead Sea Scrolls, have helped confirm their age as dating from the 3rd century BC to the 1st century CE. This scientific method has been crucial in establishing the timeline of these texts and verifying their historical context, complementing the textual analysis and historical documentation of these manuscripts. Other methods, such as dendrochronology or triggering dating, also provides precise dates for historical objects and sites. These scientific techniques help build a more accurate timeline of past events, enhancing the reliability of historical research. Overall, through the use of these diverse methods, primary and secondary sources, archaeological evidence, oral traditions, and scientific techniques, we as a species have developed effective ways to preserve and understand our past, making us unique in the animal kingdom. While history should always be approached with a degree of skepticism, these combined approaches help uncover and reveal the underlying truths about our historical experience and confirm that our history did, in fact, happen. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing. And you know what? Why am I starting with subscribing? If you liked the video, just give it a like. And then if you really liked it, subscribe. Because I'm going to be releasing videos like this once or twice a week for just the coming future. So please, if you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe if you want to, and have a great day.